Can we just put them on the show? Try to look to the heavens to tell us things that we beg to know. Like what did the song mean? There's no tomorrow. Oh, you know, I try to find a purpose in my life to drive me, to guide me. Oh, doctor, I feel dead inside.
It's Saturday, March 4th here at the West End Gun Club. It's a little after 6, no, it's right at 6:30. I got here about an hour ago. I wanted to get here early so I can do a run through of the March 2023 NRL22 Course of Fire. If you've been paying attention to the vlogs, we have canceled the last 3 months of NRL22 matches so far, simply because the weather conditions every match weekend or prior to match weekend have caused issues for the range, and they've shut down the range for non-member use, which includes matches. So that's where we stand right now. But in either case, just gotta hope that we still have our March match, and without knowing if we'll have it or not, I'm still gonna do a run through of the Course of Fire because I like to do that for my own practice and to get prepared for match day. Anyway, I was just doing some more testing with the Tikka T1X, shooting SK match and SK long range match. And there's some interesting things that happen on paper, but we'll go ahead and take a look at that right now. I shot SK rifle match first this morning, and I was aiming for this spot, but I was not seeing any holes on paper, and I didn't understand why. Then I started aiming at various parts of the ground around the area, and I didn't see any impacts. So I shot at a close steel target that they always have standing here, and it come to find out that it's hitting high. So I went on this piece of paper here, which is wasn't being used, and I ended up shooting down here, and all the shots were kind of impacting high or all over the place, like they were just up and down. I'm not sure why I wasn't getting any impacts in the first 5 or 6 rounds when I aimed for this. This is not SK rifle match. This is completely blank, and I saw nothing here when I was shooting SK rifle match. And then when I switched to this target, aiming at this point, it suddenly started hitting here, but the first few shots were high. So it's all up and down. The SDs are about 50, which is insane. So I don't know what's up with SK rifle match and the Tikka T1X. Now, as far as these two groups here, this is SK long range match. And so I aimed at this, and as you can see, the groups are kind of wide. Got a little bit of left diagonal dispersion. It's kind of sketch why that's happening, but given that Elite Club, this is from the last time I was out, and as CCI standard velocity groups well, this is probably not going to be good ammo for the Tikka T1X. And I think the SDs for SK long range match ended up being around 28, but I'll go ahead and put the numbers in the caption of this video once I do the editing here, because I'll just pull off the magneto speed. It's about 37 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's a little nippy. This used to bother me. You know, we're in Southern California, so we're not used to this kind of weather all the time, but you know, once I learned how to layer up properly, this is not an issue anymore. Anyway, first stage we're going to run through in the March 2023 NRL22 Course of Fire is called Tired of Tires. 120-second part time, 12 rounds. We have 2 targets, a 1.5 at 65 and a 2.5 at 75 yards. No real restrictions here. You're going to start standing, rifle, and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, the shooter will engage the targets with 2 shots near, then 2 shots far from the falling positions. On top of the vertical tire, on the flat tire, and then on the leaning tire. And it just says the vertical tire needs to be secured so it does not become unstable. We got these poles that are in the way of the firing line, so that does help out a little bit, so we should be okay there. Magazine change will be required. Well, it's not required, but for Californians and 10 rounders, I have to do a mag change. So shouldn't be too difficult, just need to know how you want to shoot off these tires. And I'm likely going to do prone and then some kind of funky squatted prone here, but we'll see how it goes. barely nicked it. A little shaky this morning. Getting a little dim out here. I don't know what elevation here. I think it's probably like 3,000 feet or so. I'll have to check. But there's like a lot of low fog or low clouds, so it's making it pretty overcast here, and it's humid. But anyway, this stage of fire is relatively easy. I finished with 91.24 elapsed. Just a little shaky this morning. It's kind of the first stage I'm running. No warm-ups. I'm full disclosure, I didn't warm up or anything on any stages other than shooting off the bench to just check my zero. But relatively straightforward. I did a mag change after I got off of this position. I'm thinking it might be better to do a mag change after you get from this position, simply because you're prone and you're a little bit more stable. If you saw me come off of this and come here and do a mag change, I was kind of like hunched over and fiddling with it. So maybe get into a prone position, then do your mag change so you're a little bit more stable and you're like got easier access to your magazine. Other than that, it's pretty simple. I did a kind of a crouched kneeling on top of this tire. Some people may opt to go like prone off of the bottom section of the tire. That can work as well, but for me, I just feel more comfortable just doing that kind of hunched over kneeling. And I used this pump pillow. Is this a pump pillow? It's a Weebad pump pillow. I use this for my support. I don't think I needed it, to be honest, off of this tire. I probably would have been more stable just shooting double kneeling and just letting my rifle balance, because when I was doing this, I was feeling my support elbow kind of affecting the gun a little bit more than I wanted it to do. So, but I don't know, pick your poison. I think this stage is relatively simple. Let's move on to the next one. Second stage we're going to run through is called Shoot Happy Thoughts. 120-second part time, 12 rounds. We have 3 targets, a 1.5 at 50 yards, 2.5 at 77 yards, and a 3-inch at 100 yards. No restrictions outlined here. You're going to start standing, rifle, and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, the shooter will choose a position on the tank trap and engage the targets with one shot near to far. The shooter will repeat the sequence on each of the 3 remaining positions, and it just says the positions will be the 3 tank trap tips in the center of the tank trap. So there's no specific order. Shoot them however you like, but you have to shoot from all 4 positions. And that's going to be 3 shots total from each position, one shot each target near to far. So 1, 2, 3, move, 1, 2, 3, move, 1, 2, 3, move, 1, 2, 3, move. And for those of you with 10 rounders, we're going to do mag change somewhere in between. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that could be a problem. Okay, the tank trap is, I'll have to shift the trap, sorry, because it blocks the target. Last. Missed. Missed the last shot. I was rushing that last one. Clean. Whew. This stage is actually relatively simple. I did a second run. The biggest issue is that when I was trying to shoot off of this tank trap tip on the far left, the rear tank trap tip was blocking, so I couldn't get my gun moved over, like lined up. So what I'm gonna have to do when we set up this stage is make sure that we kind of bisect the targets with these two tips, and this one's kind of back. The unfortunate aspect though is people are gonna have to learn how to shoot past this post when they're using the center of the trip. For a right-hander, I was able to do it. I just got my gun lined up close to this. Lefties should have no problem. I'm pretty sure lefties should have no problem shooting in this manner. And then, sorry, I look all weird trying to shoot lefty here. Actually, no, lefties will have a, okay, there you go. So you're gonna have to shoot a little bit far back. So I don't know. It's gonna be a weird balance of how we set up this tank trap in relevance to the targets, but we'll figure that out as far as the proper way to do it. Although you can really offset it, I guess, such that this tip is this way, but then I still run the issue of this. So I don't know. We'll figure it out come match day. The next stage of fire we're gonna run through is called St. Patty's Race. 122nd part time, 10 rounds. We only have 2 targets, a 1-inch at 55 and a 2-inch at 89. No restrictions. However, this is the bonus stage. So if you finish with extra time on the clock under 120 seconds, you get bonus points. So you're gonna start standing, rifle, and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, the shooter will take a supported prone position and engage the targets in the following order: near, far, far, near, near, far, far, near, near, far. So one more time: near, far, far, near, near, far, far, near, near, far. So if you want to think about it, an easy way to memorize is just near 1, then you go far 2, near 2, far 2, near 2, then far 1. You're going to finish with, you're going to have 10 rounds. So basically you're going to start at the beginning with 1 shot, then keep alternating, shooting 2 shots. Then on your 10th shot, you're going to shoot just 1, which you should finish far. Hopefully you can remember that. It's not hit or miss, move on. It's hit or miss, move on. So I mean, you just keep shooting. So you shouldn't lose track. It should be relatively simple. Just keep it in your head on how you need to engage. So near, alternating, starting with 1, then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, then 1. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, I missed that. Not good. Got plenty of time. I think I held over too much on that other shot. Finished with plenty of time, 60.54. This stage is really simple. I finished with 60.54 elapsed on the clock. I dropped the round. I dropped around at the 89-yard target. I dialed 0.1 on my elevation for the 55-yard target. I was holding up 1.1 for the 89-yard target. However, I think I didn't hold left enough because my impacts are going a little bit right of target. So I think I missed it off to the top and right. Should have held over a little bit left for that 89-yard target when I missed that shot. Should have taken my time a little bit. Obviously, I would trade all my extra seconds because if 59 seconds if you round down, that only 5.9 points bonus. I'd rather have that hit. I'd trade 5.9 for 10 points. It's obviously better. So again, try not to rush on these stages. Like something as simple as this, just make your hits. That's the key thing, is to make all your hits. Anyway, simple stage, but let's go ahead and move on to the next stage of fire. Fourth stage we're gonna run through is called Buckets and Barrels. 122nd part-time, 10 rounds. We have two targets, a 2-inch at 68 and a 2-inch at 88 yards. No real restrictions here. You're going to start standing, rifle, and all gear in hand, mag and action open. On the start signal, the shooter will engage targets with 2 shots in the following manner and order. 5-gallon bucket far, 2 shots. 55-gallon barrel from 3 separate positions, left, middle, and right near. So 2, 2, 2. And then a 2-gallon bucket far, 2. So 2 far, 2, 2, 2 near, 2 far. Pretty straightforward. Let's see how it goes. Missed. Not sure where that went. Left side of the barrel. Find the targets here. There you go. Oh, I saw the round go left. Gotta hold right. Wind's blowing it. And my flat box hit the ground. Oh, I didn't hold. That was a little rough. Wow, a lot of wind. Can't see it. Misses. Whoa. Control the gun. Man, that was a bad shot. Ah, malfunction. How many rounds is that? And I missed that last shot. Had plenty of time. I found this stage to be moderately difficult. Buckets aren't too bad. However, it's the barrel and moving around the barrel. So it's gonna want to move forward and backwards. You're gonna need to pull it towards you if you can. If you have a supplementary bag, like a pump pillow or something, what you could do is just use that as sort of like your rest, unless you want to use your body to hold it, your knee, and sort of bring the barrel to you to stabilize the barrel. But I was using the Mega bag as both support and barrel stability. Although I was moving a little bit, I don't know, haphazardly, I didn't like my movements, to be honest, and I made a few misses on both runs that I just did. However, one Well, the wind is playing a factor because the wind is moving right to left, which it usually does not do on this range. It usually moves left to right. So I'm missing them off to the left. But other than that, I finished with extra time on the clock. Like both runs, I finished at 106 roughly. So I had 14 seconds left on the clock, and I could take and I was already taking my time. So I think you have plenty of time here. Just don't make any mistakes, and just try not to, just run smoothly and with purpose. And if you notice on the second run, I had a malfunction, and I was still able to load my mag and still finish with 106. I ejected a round, put the round back from the ground into the gun, and still got it off, and I finished at 106 on the clock. So there's plenty of time. Just get a stable position on each of these positions, and you should be fine. Last stage we're going to run through is called Zero Lux Given on St. Patty's Day. 120-second park time, 10 rounds. There's 5 targets on a 45-yard bank. We have a full KYL rack, 1 inch, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch at 45 yards, and we have a 1.5 inch on a double hang at 45 yards. No real restrictions here. You're gonna start standing, rifle in all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, the shooter will take a supported position on the rooftop and engage each target with 1 shot from large to small. The shooter will then repeat the same engagement. The RO may assist the shooter with his or her rifle while mounting and dismounting the rooftop. Rooftop people will be facing the target. No part of the shooter, rifle, or equipment may touch the ground. So you're just going to be fully on the rooftop. Pretty straightforward stage. However, the way the diagram is listed, the 1.5 inch is on the left side of the KYL rack. However, according to the diagram here, the KYL rack is going from small to large, left to right. So it's going to be kind of weird if you're going to shooting far left target, then go back to the right target on the KYL rack and work your way left. I'm just doing it in accordance with the diagram. Normally I would put the KYL rack large to small, left to right, but they've got it here small to large, left to right for the KYL rack. Just something you have to keep in mind. I don't know how your match director might do it for your match venue, but I'm just sticking to the diagram that's listed here. I don't know where that went. Barely nicked that one. Ha! Missed a 1/4 inch. Okay, let's see here. Where are my rounds going? That wasn't a solid hit on that target. Barely hit that one. And this is the 1/4 inch. There you go. This stage is actually relatively easy. Granted, I did miss 2 shots, both the 1/4 inch KYL. On the first run, I did a second run just to figure out what the heck was going on here. I think the wind caught me on that KYL because it is breezy out here. We have a wind warning actually. It's supposed to start picking up around 10. It's 9:30 right now, but we're supposed to hit like 25-mile-an-hour gusts. That being said, the first run I had 66.66 seconds elapsed, And this second run I finished with 60.94. So I had plenty of time. So you saw me take on the second run. I took my sweet time to just get my gun on the rooftop and to get this bag set up and to get it locked in. And pretty much I was just guiding. I was pretty much orienting the rifle using my hand in the bag here, just as if I was shooting prone, and then barely touching the grip and then making my shots. The second run was clean. I don't know, I think the wind was really catching the KYL for the 1/4 inch though. But yeah, it's a really straightforward stage. It shouldn't be that difficult for anybody, especially if your rooftop has these kind of foot stops like I put on ours so people don't slide off. So it should be a pretty simple stage for most people. But anyway, that's it for the run through. I'm gonna start wrapping up, pulling in some of the targets, and then we'll wind this down on the range vlog. Overall, the March 2023 NRL22 Course of Fire is not too difficult. I feel it's going to be a pretty good match for even beginners. There's one stage that might take you a little bit of effort. That's the barrel stage. But other than that, I think this is a good, simple Course of Fire. Pretty straightforward as far as these stages are concerned. So for the West End Gun Club for March, hopefully we'll have our match this month. It is scheduled for March 26th. That is the 4th Sunday in March. Hopefully the weather plays nice and it doesn't wreck the roads again, and they can finally open the range on our match weekend. But we're, cross your fingers, hope that things play out relatively well as far as the weather. The range is still closed right now. It's Saturday, but there were a few people who came in the range and members, but it's closed for non-members and limited members. So there's no range staff on duty. But it was a relatively quiet morning. There was a little bit of action on a couple of the bays, but I got what I needed to take care of, and got a little bit more data with the Tikka, and hopefully I can get that review of the Tikka posted relatively soon. I already wrote most of it. I just need to fill out a little bit more of the data and fix a few photos for that article, and then I'll publish that review on my blog at okfj.net. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish packing up the rest of my gear, get out of here, run a few errands this afternoon on Saturday, and then try to cut the video later tonight before I go to bed. Anyway, that's it for today. March 4th, Saturday here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.